Spent in a miserable way.
U.S. news plane fell apart in air before D3 Adley crashed into Yorba Linda home. Los Angeles Times. The Cessna plane had flown about 10 miles, reaching an altitude as high as 7,800 feet, when witnesses saw it coming through the clouds in one piece, authorities said. Moments later, the plane entered Yorba Linda home Sunday afternoon, setting it on fire and killing 4 people inside along with the pilot. Debris was strewn on Monday. Investigators with the Federal Aviation Administration and National Transportation Safety Board combed through the wreckage and collected pieces of aircraft to transport to a Phoenix storage facility, where they will be examined. So far, they know the 1981 twin-engine plane took off from Fullerton Municipal Airport about 1:35 p.m., made a left turn and flew for about 10 minutes. By 1:40.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.